Yeah, I've got. Let me adjust some lighting in here really quick, just so it's a little more, lit, if you will.
Lit, yeah.
Which one's which? Sick. Thanks for having me on again, man.
Dude, thank you for being here. Are you kidding?
Happy to be. Were you on the fences the other day?
Yes.
I've got to check that out. He's obviously the one in touch. He's great. I've got to check that. Is that one up yet?
It's up. Yeah, I just put that up a few days ago. It was like our best one, I think.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, check it out. It was. He's so smart, man. He's just so great to talk to. He's so full of fucking knowledge.
Yeah, I gotta.
Talented guy.
I know we're always like messaging and stuff. I've got to link in with him. I don't want to say too much before we start recording. I don't want to waste any good convo.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Let me know what
I'm already recording.
Oh wow, this is already fun.
I hit record. You know what I mean? I don't like to miss anything. There's been times
I am in the studio too. That's smart. Nice.
There's been times where I'd call someone in, we'd be talking. I didn't hit record yet. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
And you can't do it again. It's like it's unnatural. It doesn't work.
It's the energy,
Yeah. So what are you drinking?
Topo Chico with ice.
This is my first Topo Chico ever. Cheers, first of all.
Cheers, brother. Cheers. Amazing. Well done. I have the same one right now. I've also got coffee.
Nice. Starbucks.
I've got where is it? I've got part 1 of a 5-hour energy. I'll probably finish 2 more today.
Those things work, man. They work. So my wife took a little sip because she never tried it.
Yeah.
So it was a little missing, but this is my first sip ever.
What do you think?
This is my first sip ever. Let's see.
Okay, now.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
It's like spicy, right?
It's amazing.
It's great, right?
Wait, what?
the little kicker I don't have it. You got to add, up to you, but lemon or lime juice.
Okay. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, man.
Definitely. That's like my alternative. I was enjoying a beverage too much. Not like I wasn't doing anything bad, but I was just like, I probably shouldn't drink anymore. Topo Chicos. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you can make as many as you want. You can still be coherent. They taste good.
Absolutely. So you joined the bandwagon too. You're not drinking anything?
No, I'm good. I it wasn't, nothing tragic happened, thankfully.
No, I understand. Yeah, I get it.
I was just, I was like, dude, this year's been fast. Let's,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Same thing for me, man. I stopped doing anything that, I'll take a couple puffs off some, THC pipe every now and then. But that's it, man. I stopped everything else. No drinking, no nothing.
Nice. How long?
It's been I haven't really drank in a while. I mean, I had a beer here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once it like you said, I really didn't have a problem. Yeah. I just wanted to eliminate it. It was unnecessary.
I respect to that.
I feel so much better without any of it.
Yeah, same. I mean, like I said, it's like, you just. It's easy to fall into that habit, especially when you're working at it. It is fun. It's like it brings a different energy, Oh,
absolutely.
And it's fun. One of my favorite things to do is like, mix records or record, when appropriate, of course, and have a drink with the artist if it made sense, if it was a friend of mine or whatever. And it was nice, but when you start mixing by yourself in quarantine, it's like, you're literally drinking by yourself. So you should probably stop.
Yeah. We were, Chris and I were talking the other day actually about this, because he's like, at this point, he's going on 100 days sober.
Amazing. Yeah.
And, it changes just the way he writes music or records music or he does things that he normally wouldn't even think of. It just completely changes your mind. And It completely changes your mind the other way too. But I guess
it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
A shout out Fences though. I mean, that dude, he's so nice. Like, I'd love to work with him musically, but it's funny. We always get in the text and just chat, and like, he's just a nice guy.
He's a fucking great guy. And it's funny you said that, because we were actually talking about you on the show the other day. You'll hear it. Yeah, we were talking about you. We were like, this guy's so talented, and like, he should be a dick.
That's fucking funny. You guys are so funny.
Like, you should be like huge ego, like, don't fucking talk to me, No, but you're not. You're the complete opposite, and we love you.
That means a lot to me. I just feel like, for me, there's definitely a reason why, I mean, I don't know. That's just the nicest thing to tell anybody. You know, I just want to. I'm making music. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm providing a service for somebody, so I'm not. There's no room to be an asshole. You know what I mean?
Or I know, but there's so many of them. You know, and you're not one of them. And that's,
you know, all it takes is, you know, one time you meet somebody you look up to or thought would be a certain way, and they, you know, it kind of breaks your heart, and you're like, well, I never want to be like that. You know what I mean? So
right.
And you know, in this business, you do from time to time meet some people that have the potential to disappoint you in that way, and it's like, you know, just try to not be an asshole, you know. So I appreciate your comment, man. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course. So how are you? How you doing?
Good. You know, since last time we talked, feels like eons ago, but I'm good, man. It's been I've been busy, thankfully. You know, again, thankful to be busy. Things have changed a little bit, you know, obviously back home in Southern California, which is really nice. You know, definitely enjoying that. Been, you know, just working away, working on a bunch of various different projects, you know, 24 karat golden and Ian Dior, doing a lot of their live streaming stuff. You know, that's kind of like, more recently, that's kind of been a time consuming project I've really enjoyed. You know, designing playback sets for them. So when we do, because, you know, there's no live shows right now, it's kind of being supplemented by streaming performances, which is cool. At least there's that. Yeah, I'll design the playback sets for it, and, you know, usually I mix all of Ian's stuff and then some of the 24 sets and stuff, and it's been a lot of fun, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, you know, I was cruising through your Instagram a little bit, and I saw that 24 karat golden was on Ellen and Jimmy Kimmel, just late, you know, tail end of last year.
Yeah.
You were involved in that, right?
Yeah, myself and our studio manager Danielle Engen, we were extremely close together. I mentioned her last time. We audio produced it, and, you know, she hired. We just worked together. She helped hire the audio, like the team that would do like basically front of house for the situation, and I, you know, mixed it, and we had a recording team there just to kind of capture all the inputs, and, you know, I mixed both shows, and we teamworked that one together, and, you know.
So was that done virtually or in the studio?
No, that was done on set. There was 2 sets.
On set.
Yeah. Because if you, I'm sure you've seen it. Since you mentioned it, there was a full band, so it was like they would play. So we recorded both sets, and it was in a warehouse, like I said. So they'd move from one side then to the other side, and there were 2 different sets, like I said. And, you know, then after the fact, mixed it all and sent it out, and it was a lot of fun. You know, it was really cool.
Did you get to meet Ellen?
No, I didn't. No. I was hoping, you know, but I did herniate a disc in my back, so that was fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was fun. You know, lifting drum kits is a little different nowadays, apparently.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. No, I hear you on that, man. I'm very careful when I pick things up now at the, you know, I'm 39, so yeah.
I'm 31. I'm catching up. You know, I'll be there soon.
No, shit's.
No, don't do that.
It's worse. It's worse, man. 10, add another 10 years to it.
I mean, Topo Chico.
So you're working on a lot of projects. That's great. Where are you now?
Orange County. You know, that's where I live now.
Orange County.
Just a little bit east of Newport Beach and Irvine, which is really nice here. It's kind of a normal vibe. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, in a world that's so wild, I mean, with the pandemic and everything, and then obviously the music industry is very exciting, just kind of like a place of pseudo normalcy. You know what I mean? It feels like suburbia. Right. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm in my mix room here at the house, and you know, fortunate enough to have a place to work where I can get, you know, the same results anywhere else, you know, which is very nice to have this space. And, you know, I obviously still go to the studio a lot, but it's, you know, just being able to work. Got to do it wherever I am. I want to be able to have a place to work. So out here in Orange County, trying to enjoy life and be productive and help somebody out in some way.
You know, I have a lot of musicians on the show.
Yeah.
And, you know, we talk about this all the time. Like, these people, they miss touring, you know. It's obviously a big part of their life, and not only, you know, financially, but like it's everything to them.
It's an emotional thing, man. It's an emotional process.
And they can't do it right now, and it fucking bites. And but you must be busy because this is the complete opposite side of touring. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I'm very fortunate, man. I've just every day I wake up. I know it sounds cheesy and weird, but like I'll have little glimpses of little things that are almost like, you know, little lessons that I've learned from different corners of the musical universe that have helped me kind of have this arsenal of experiences to draw from. There's plenty more ahead. I'm sure that, you know, that I'll get, I hope. Every day is a learning experience, but just to get me this far, it's like, I started off touring in punk bands and stuff. I started touring off, and doing Warped Tour and stuff. And, and those moments of learning how to like handle yourself and, say something, mean it, and stick to it, and follow through with something that's not the most certain thing in the world. I mean, that's one of the most valuable lessons, and having faith in what you're doing. That's where that comes from for me, is like, the ultimate faith in the task at hand, and in the process, and in just trusting your gut. You know what I mean? That's what touring is for me, and then also trusting your friends, and also, realizing it's almost like a team sport,
Right.
So it's, you have to count on people, and it's like, learning how to trust other people, and, how to, I learned so much from that. I'm so thankful, so thankful.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been to every Warped Tour. I mean, it's over now, but
Yeah.
I've been to every Warped Tour from like 96 to like just a couple of years ago.
No way. I gotta show you this. Well, when you're done with your story.
Yeah. Well, really not a story. I was actually going to ask you, what bands did you tour with?
I toured with A Shipwreck, A Castaway.
Okay.
And Gambler. A Shipwreck, A Castaway was my band from Riverside.
That's your band. That's right. I remember that.
We did the tour in 2011. We played acoustic because some of our band members, couldn't make it to, it didn't make sense in their life. I think they were, respectfully, I'll say this, a little bit afraid to take the jump and test their parachute and kind of, really go for it, but the three of us, myself, Robbie, our drummer, and Jake, the singer, we went and we did like acoustic performances and stuff. And we worked for Bridge 9. And that was really cool. So we would work the Bridge 9 tent during the daytime, play acoustic, and, it was awesome. So we were on the tour, we were with the tour, we were working closely with, you ever heard of the band Defeater?
Yes.
The drummer at the time, Andy Wright's one of my favorite drummers of all time. That sounds crazy, but he's like a crazy, he's like a jazz drummer, but he is one of the, his pocket is incredible. He owns Green Vans, or he's a partner in Green Vans. And he was like, working out a deal with Cody from our record label, Ink 84. He's like, have these boys, they can go on the tour if they drive one of the vans, essentially. And like, I'll hook them up at Bridge 9, they'll work at Bridge 9, and like, they can play acoustic and stuff. And it was like this whole like little finesse, but it was awesome. And like, that was one of the longest 2.5 months of my life,
Yeah.
So, but it was awesome.
So does Randall's Island ring any bells?
Name familiar, I think so. Yeah.
It's right outside of Manhattan. That's where the Warped Tour used to always be hosted.
Okay.
It's just a big fucking ball of dirt.
It's just, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I remember that. That was yeah. There's two shows where it was like super dirty. It was that one, and then on the East, I think it was like, or West Coast, it was Arizona was really nasty, and they had to like drive the trucks around and spray the dirt down and everything.
Yes, and we were wearing the masks way before the pandemic. You know what I mean?
That was cool.
You had a bandana over your face because all you did was breathe in fucking dirt.
Yeah, definitely.
So they actually moved it to Jones Beach parking lot.
Nice.
Jones Beach out here. What's that?
What year did they move that in? Do you know?
I want to say like around 2010. I think.
Okay, cool. We just missed it then. We were 2011.
Yeah. Okay.
So you didn't see that one, but it's funny. I was going to show you this. I got one of the the Kevin Says stage. It was that Kevin Lyman's like stage or whatever. I got like the banner from Graveler still. I put on my wall.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, when we did it in 2015, we only did like a week and a half, but it was really cool. It was a lot of fun, and it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to work in the studio full time. So it was like my last like tour.
Yeah.
Of that time.
Yeah, man. That was I used to love going to concerts, man. I mean, I haven't been to one obviously this year, but I haven't been to one like a real good one in a long time. I don't know. I guess you get older and it just kind of stops. But
I'm weird in that way too. It's funny. Like I never went to show. Maybe this is the part where I become a dick. I never went to show. I always feel so weird. I'd always feel really out of place. I'd want to be playing, and I don't mean that in like an egotistical way, but I'd always want to be like. I just get the urge so bad. I was like, oh, I want to play. It's hard to watch, but there's definitely some bands that like I would like to see. When we were on the out last time with the tour. We were in a hotel cutting some vocals, and right outside there was like the Toyota Center, and the Eagles had just played there that night. And this was like an off night for us. And I was like, man, that would have been cool to go see the Eagles,
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have I don't know if you're familiar with Jones Beach. It's a concert venue out here on Long Island, and it's literally on the water. it's a fairly small stadium, and it's right on the water. It's the best place to see a show.
I feel like we saw that. There's like the amphitheater right there on the water, right?
Right on the water. Like the stage is pretty much in the water.
Definitely been there. It was very hot there too. It was very hot.
Yeah. That's a great place to go. We had tickets this year, but obviously they got postponed.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens this year, but I don't see it happening too soon.
I know.
But I miss it. Everyone misses it. But it'll be back, but
I hope so.
You know how it goes. So right now you're in your mix room, right?
Just hanging out at home in my mix room. Absolutely.
Awesome, man. So can you give us a little tour?
I have the laptop, you know.
Oh, okay. That could be,
Let me see. All right. Let me see. So I've got my little desk here. It's just like usually anybody else's. I got way too many Karaoke's up there, but that's because I had to bring my Genelecs to the studio, so they're not here. Shout out Genelec. Love those speakers. Guitar vault with some guitars. I don't know if you can see them. I can pull some of those out.
Oh yeah.
Little 5150 with a 212 and a bunch of trinkets all over it. And my old Marshall head. I've got a bunch of cabs at my mom's house that I've got to grab. I just kind of leave those there. That's pretty much it on this side. And then I've got a couple of guitars over here. I've got my 05 SG over here in one of the cases, which is kind of cool. I did a lot of touring with this one back in the day. That's why the back's all smashed.
Yeah.
I hit it on a cymbal. I just just kind of cool. But
on purpose?
Definitely an accident. The cymbals were fine. The guitar wasn't. That's definitely been through a lot, but
yeah,
it's small, but it works. You know, I don't need a big room. I'm a big fan of smaller rooms anyway, so it's nice to, you know, be able to just kind of wake up and, you know, get to work and do whatever and make revisions, and then for final stuff, I'll just go down to EF and make some tweaks and then call it a day. You know,
yeah,
so, nice.
Dude, tell me that's Ric Flair in your shirt.
This is Ric Flair on my shirt, literally. You know what I mean? Which is kind of funny because I found it the other day, and this was leftover. I guess funny story. When they were finishing up beer bongs at my old studio I used to work at, I was working night times, but in the daytime, I guess Rick actually came to the studio to do like some voiceover for Post for the record. He was supposed to. I heard he was supposed to have like some commentary on there or something, and he dropped off a bunch of merch, and there was some left over, and I was like, I definitely need to grab one of these.
That shirt is amazing.
Thank you. I have another one somewhere that has like, it says like "woo" on it or something.
Woo!
Yeah. And you know, embarrassing enough, I didn't grow up watching wrestling or anything, so I didn't really know. I knew who he was, but I didn't understand like the persona. But when I found out, I was just like, this guy's the best.
He's amazing. Embarrassingly enough, I watch wrestling to this day.
That's tough. I think it's cool. I mean, I just never got into it. I was not in my household.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like obsessed with it.
That's rad.
Bust out one of those guitars, man.
I mean, I could give you a little...
I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but
let me show you. This one right here is more of a new one that I got. It's a green one. It's a Fender top. There's only...
That's sick, man.
You know, it's kind of ugly because it's got the bamboo print and it's got the tiki masks on the 12th fret.
I don't think it's ugly at all. I love it.
It's become kind of my signature thing. And shout out to Jose Zepeda Sr., my drummer from Graveler's dad, who works at Fender. He's works pretty high up in the company. You know, and he used to be a master builder for Fender, and he built this one. It's even on the back you can see where the spring plate would go. There's no spring plate. There's no screw holes, which is kind of cool. So it's unique in that way. And that's kind of how he does all his personal guitars. He doesn't like the spring plate cover. So that was kind of cool. So he's like, we can add one if you want. And I was like, nah, that's the Jose Senior way. So we keep it like that. It was kind of cool.
So what difference does that make sound wise? Does it or no?
I just think that, you know, it just covers it so you don't get like a shirt or a buckle or something caught in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, just leave room for rock and roll, you know, don't worry about it too much. That's kind of the way I think about it. But it's cool. It's cool, man. I mean, usually like I'm really OCD. I like to cover things up, but since that's kind of his, he's like a dad to me. So I'm like, you know what? That's my tribute to Jose Sr. And, you know, there's, like I said, this is a collector's item. There's only 35 made. This would be 30, which is kind of cool as far as I understand. So I'm very thankful to have this one. And then a couple other ones. I've got a closet full of them too, but I can't access them. I'm kind of a pack rat. But this is kind of cool. I picked this up on the last tour. Wow. This is just an American Strat, but it's like a satin finish. I just like the natural wood. It's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, it's like a kitchen counter or something.
Yeah. You know, it's cool. I don't have any traditional, like, just single coil Strats. I don't usually do that. I feel like it's just not a part of my normal sound, but it's always good to have one. And this one sounds really good. You know, it's just nice to have some variation. But got a Telly in the case. I've got a Les Paul around here, but my favorite one, I've got a 335 too, Gibson, but my favorite one and my main one is this one.
Yeah.
This is like, you know, this is the black variation. And I've never found a picture of this. There's only 3 of these in the world, apparently.
Wow.
I was saying he built this one by hand as well. And this is for me, for what I do, this is the best sounding playing. It's the tightest guitar. I mean, it's just like, it's so tight. Like when you play it, it's just so tight. It's my favorite. I'll play a little something if you want.
Oh, but, fuck yeah.
Shout out Amplitude 5.
What's that?
I said shout out Amplitude 5.
All right, yeah, Amplitude 5.
I have to do a video on it, but let's see. It's usually pretty in tune. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. I won't go too far. I planned that much. It's such a tight guitar. It's my favorite one.
Yeah.
But I've got another one just that's kind of out and around. Like I said, I've been messing around with Amplitude 5 a lot, which is really cool. I've been an Amplitude user for a long time, but this is the Gold Les Paul. One of my other, yeah, I've always wanted a Les Paul and finally got one, and
it's gold.
Nothing quite like a Les Paul, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, I'm just gonna load this bad boy back up. So yeah.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you for the grand tour there. And
I've got more. I've got a lot more guitars. I've got some other guitars at my mom's. I've got some in the closet. I've got some in my other closet. So it's kind of like the Peanuts gang, where they smash the piano and then he goes and grabs another one.
Yeah.
Kind of what it feels like. I'd be really upset if those guitars got smashed. So try to take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's Amplitude 5?
So Amplitude 5 is a guitar software program for like modeling amps and stuff, and it models everything from the head, you know, like the amp heads I've got over here, cabinets, microphones, room sound. It's really cool. It's a great tool because, you know, as a guitar player, you know, being able to mic a cabinet in your house isn't always a doable thing. I mean, I used to do it, but it used to piss, you know, everybody off that would live in the house or whatever.
Yeah.
And they've gotten really close. I mean, honestly, what it sounds like to me is it sounds like a guitar amp that's mic'd up in a studio. You know, if you're listening in the control room, that's what it sounds like to me. It's really cool.
Right.
The response is really good, you know, and it's an updated version of the long history that they have of the software, which is really nice. And I've been going between that and also Softtube's Amp Room. Amp Room is one of my favorites. It sounds amazing. Between those two, I mean, it's crazy what you can do with software now that you couldn't do, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Using Studio Devil inside of Sonar in like 2008 or 9, and it just sounded like trash. So being able to like legit, I mean, I've recorded records with Amplitude. Like the last Graveler record was all amp simulators. It wasn't even real amps, you know. So
right.
It makes it very convenient, you know, especially when, like, for me on that last record, you know, I was working 16-hour days, no joke, and then coming home, staying up and recording guitars at night in my apartment. So it was like, you know, it really helps. So there's a little short insight to that, but
yeah,
it's really cool stuff.
Absolutely. So now when you're recording someone, whether they're new or someone you worked with before, you know, I like to think of what you do is you're like the paintbrush, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And the artist is the paint. Even, I mean, as talented, as super talented as they are,
yeah,
you make the canvas essentially.
Well, I never thought of it that way. That's kind of cool.
Oh, well, thank you. I just made that up. So what would you say is like the main objective? I mean, besides obviously good quality sound,
sure,
what's something that you like, all right, this is it, like I'm satisfied with how this came out? Like what takes you there? You
know, honestly, it starts within the artist for me, you know.
Yeah.
they have to believe in themselves, and sometimes they don't. You know, it takes some time, and that's okay. And you know, it doesn't mean you're not going to get good tracks if they don't believe in themselves. You can still, but there's something really when you can hear an artist when they really believe what they're saying and what they're putting down, and they're really identifying with it. You know, that makes it easy. Do you know what I mean? Because then it's like it's their truth. They're speaking their truth. They're doing their thing. They're one with their art. You know, and it's, I mean, my job, I'm a medium at that point. I'm just kind of taking that. And like you said, just kind of putting that into the canvas and I don't have to do any extra color blending. It's, you know, a very pure color. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I mean, also, you know, a good song arrangement too is crucial. You know, it's like that with, you know, that confidence. You can be confident and like tell your truth and all that great shit, but if the song in the arrangement sucks, it's all going to suck. So it's really a you know, a symbiotic relationship between, you know, the arrangement, the production, and their delivery. And I think just, you know, how honest they're willing to get with themselves and like kind of be just in the moment. I think it's a really hard thing to do these days, especially with young artists coming up. Seeing, well, first of all, I'll start with like the environment of a studio now is, I feel like it's changed since the old days, but it's still the same. I mean, there is a lot of partying depending on the session going on, and that can be distracting.
Right.
The level of which I think people in today's studios, some of them are trying to show the outside world what they're doing. You almost get caught up in like, oh, we're in the studio, like putting on the thing for Instagram, and you know, which is important too, but you know, you can get distracted in that and forget, you know, that there's work to be done too, you know. So it's,
absolutely,
you know, and then you don't get a song done, and then the A&Rs or the label are like, so what'd you all get done yesterday? And it's just kind of, well, I was ready, you know, that's like, you know, but I think, you know, just being, you know, just to try to circle back to the question, I mean, it's like, you know, just, it's easy when there's a little confidence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that takes time. I mean, first time I recorded anybody, I sucked, you know, I was very nervous. I still get nervous, you know, because I care. But, you know, confidence from the artist makes things very, and just them having a clear identity of what they're doing, you know, and being in the moment and not distracted by a cell phone, or I think that's more the point I was trying to get to, you know, trying to focus, you know, so.
Absolutely, man. So I got to say congratulations for Tyler Yue, certified gold single.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the Tommy Lee.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was really cool. It was a lot of fun.
You got the big gold record, right?
I haven't ordered it yet. I have a few I need to order, but that one is very special to me. And Tyler and both Post, those guys are my friends, and I love them very much. And you know, that was a fun record. We cut that one in a hotel. There's some pictures up, but it was funny. I got a call and they're like, "Yo, come to the hotel." And I was like, "All right, cool." Brought the speakers, brought the Gentle X, brought the, you know, the mics, everything, and we just did it. It was cool, and it came out. I mixed it the next day in the venue. I mixed Post's part in the venue, touched up Tyler's parts, and then boom, boom, done.
Yeah. So what's new with Post?
You know, it's on the next phase of things, you know. So right now he's working a lot with Louis Bell, which is good because we took all the songs that we had been working on, and you know, it's time for the next phase of production, which Louis Bell is a master at. You know, he's I mean, that guy is a beast and a friend, you know. Shout out Louis Bell, great guy. But it's, you know, every record reaches a point where it's like, all right, you've cast the net, you've caught all the fish. Now it's time to make sure you're actually taking in the fish you want to keep. You know what I mean? It's in the next level production, so it should be, you know, it's good. I can't say too much because of contract.
I gotcha. No, I gotcha.
I'm trying to be eloquent about it. I'm just but it's cool, man. It's really cool. I heard some songs the other day, you know, that we had cut, and they sound really good. So
awesome. Well, I'm excited, and sure a lot of people are excited. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it's cool. You know, it's like, yeah, after we came back from Utah, there was some studio stuff, and I think too, it's like, you know, the beauty of Post's situation is, you know, he's an established artist and he can take some time. I know he really wants to get stuff out for people to listen to. You know, I think he's really anxious, but at the same time, I think he's trying to live some life too. And like, you have to live a little bit of life to write about stuff because, you know,
right.
Over the course of a year, things change. So, you know, you might need to live a little bit to get a story to do a song, you know? So it's like, I'm not saying like you need to force yourself into some sort of, you know, situation to, you know, and that's masochism right there, but you just get some ideas, you know, like you breathe a little bit, let the record, you know, read a little bit. So they're wrapping it up. It's cool, you know.
Sure.
So,
Very good. Can we expect any more live streams like the Nirvana
I don't
live
know.
stream?
On New Year's Eve, which was really cool. I haven't heard anything. You know, I'm dying to play a show still. You know,
Yeah.
I've been talking to my friends and my dudes in Graveler. You know, we're all dads and stuff, with the exception of Nate and Brian and Jose. So just two of us are dads. Never mind. But you know, we're just trying to have some fun and you know, but live streams, I don't think so. Nothing that I've heard of. But I'm sure. I mean, Ian and Golden, those guys have been doing a lot of live streams. I mean, I'm sure that'll happen. It's a little different than like the Nirvana thing, but you know, definitely more live streams. I can promise that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, definitely looking forward to that. What else? Anything else you got coming up in the pipeline? Or
Like, I've been so boring. I've literally put my head down and worked. Like, I've been working a lot more with some indie artists too, which is kind of nice. I kind of really enjoy that part about the end of the year because my schedule's a little more open. Things slow down a little bit. You know, the LA music industry kind of water finds its level. It kind of chills out. So
right.
You know, I actually had somebody reach out to me via your show, and they're like, "Hey, I saw you on this podcast. You know,
no way.
Get a mix." I was like, "That's fucking sick." Sure. So you know, I'm hoping to work with them. You know, a little bit more. That'd be a lot of fun. And just independent artists, man. I feel like that's a really grounding experience, and I'll work with anybody. You know, it's not a money thing for me. You know, obviously it's not free, but like, you know, I just like to make great music. You never know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a very grounding thing for me. So, you know, what's next this year is, you know, more audio production for Ian. I love Ian. He's such a great guy. One of the nicest, most kind people. Ian Dior, he's just so nice. So myself and Danielle Engen, studio director, we're going to be doing audio production for that. His live shows, you know, making sure his live playback's right, live broadcast mixing, you know, I'll be doing all that for him, and more, I'm sure more for 24 as well. And then, you know, looking to build some studios, hopefully, you know, the company's expanding. I can't say too much, but, you know, I really love building rooms, you know, wiring studios up, and, you know, that's a passion of mine too. And that's definitely, I think, probably later on this year, but that's something that, you know, I'm really itching to do. I've got a whole tech bag and stuff full of soldering irons and stuff, and I want to get using it. You know, it's been a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Now, do you just do the wiring, or like, would you set up the soundproofing and things like that as well?
Yeah, I don't do the general contracting, and that's for multiple reasons. I mean, I just don't have the construction background for that.
Right.
But, you know, conceptually, between myself and Danielle, you know, she has a lengthy experience in studios. She used to work at the Village. She managed 301 Studios 301 in Australia. She knows what a good studio is, like, just from the aesthetics, from the smell of the rooms. I mean, like, the candles have to be right. The Palo Santo, you know, and that includes the treatment, you know, and the gear. I mean, between both of us, you know, designing the overall experience, and the, you know, I'll integrate all the gear and wire the gear up and put it in and pick out the gear and you know, the signal flow of things. I design all that, but the general contracting and, you know, the acoustic stuff, it's definitely at the level that we're, you know, trying to provide for our clients. It's always important to consult, just as like an artist would, you know, consult the best mixer that they can for their project, or someone they feel like is the best. It's always important to, you know, consult with people, you know, for that certain job. You know, however, I also, on the side, I do consultation too. I go to my friends and I give them advice about their studios and things like that too. So, but you know, that's a broad stroke thing. But when it comes to actually like closing the deal, you want to loop somebody in who, like, that's their passion. Like, they love acoustics.
Yeah, there's a science to it.
It's math. It is science.
Yeah.
It is science. And I remember sitting in school, and I remember the first equation. It was like the rate at which reverb, you know, decays over a space. I was just like, I don't want to do this. You know, I hate math, but
yeah,
on paper. But, you know, it's, you know, we have a team of people that we trust, and you know, and like I said, she's extremely experienced. You know, I've definitely experienced, put my time in, and, you know, I think there's some very special things to be made in the future, you know, and also mobile studios too. That's one of our passions and things that we do. The mobile rig we designed for Post and wired up and everything. That's a beauty. It's very heavy and expensive, and it's big, but, you know, things from that size all the way down to smaller micro rigs for, you know, our clients on the management side of things to take to their houses or anything too. we're constantly just trying to put music in people's whatever environment it is and make it the best it can be, premium. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, a lot of exciting things. I can't say too much on. I might have said too much already, but you know,
yeah,
I don't care. I'll rock with the consequences, man. I'm sorry. I don't have. At least I don't think. I don't think
so. You know, I got to say, I'm very excited to hear someone heard you on my show.
Yeah.
And like that's what I love about this whole thing is that like you just make these little connections and like weave and
I love it,
you know?
Dude.
Yeah.
I was amped too because I was like, that's so sick. They actually found me on this site called Sound Better, which is something I've been doing to kind of just reach out to like, you know, indie clients and stuff. And like I said, it's grounding and it's nice to just kind of, you know, it helps me remember why I started, and it's cool. But anyway, so that site is like, you can basically, people can see your portfolio you've worked on and they can hire you for a job. And this dude's like, yeah, hey, I found you on the Hell Yeah fucking podcast. Loved it. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's cool. You know, so.
Wow.
And that made me stoked on the show. And it made me just kind of like, I don't know. It's just, like you said, it's crazy how things are so connected, you know?
Yeah, man. You know, I'm starting to get, I've only been doing this since September, you know, and I'm now starting to get like people emailing me that they've heard the show that I've never met them. Like PR firms and things like that have their artists on, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck?
Yes,
you know? Like I got an email the other day and it's already set up. I have this woman coming on the show who's worked with Eminem. She's worked with Dolly Parton.
Amazing. Happy belated, by the way.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
You got a cool platform, man. And you right back at you. You know, you're nice and down to earth and you make people feel comfortable. And, you know, I've really been looking forward to coming on and just talking with you and just catching up, you know. And
thank you so much, man.
I'm so happy to hear that, dude. I mean, and anything I can do to help promote the show, I will. Obviously, I'll do a post about it and everything. And that's so cool, dude.
Thank you so much.
You still on Long Island out there?
Still on Long Island. I'm in my freezing garage. So I built, you can see this pipe behind me.
Yes.
So I'm building a room inside of this room so I can warm it. This garage is very high ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's just cold in here.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for the guy. He kind of does soundproofing. He's going to set up like, it's not going to be soundproof, but it's going to be like these kind of drapes around here. And we're going to put a roof on top.
That's cool.
And make it a little warmer in here.
Honestly,
so I'm under construction right now. This isn't what it's supposed to look like.
I think it was cool. And dude, drapes go a long way for like sound control. I mean, like just heavy drapes.
Yeah.
And that when I first started interning at a studio, there was like the ISO booth had just red curtains in it. And I was just like, what? And I mean, it was a little boxy around 500 hertz. You could just notch it out. But I mean, I was like, just curtains, huh? So I mean, you could literally turn. I mean, there's no rules anymore. I mean,
right.
Mood was, you know that song Mood, right? That Ian Dior song, that song?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. They recorded that in their house, you know?
Right.
Just hanging out. So, I mean, there's no rules. So, I mean, once you get all that stuff in, that's going to be so sick. You know?
I'm very excited. I think it's going to be happening this week, hopefully.
That's right.
And I'm really looking forward to that because it's not that cold right now. It's like, I want to say it's like 45, 50 degrees outside. Okay.
Yeah,
but the temperature that is outside is pretty much what it is in here.
Yeah, that's pretty frigid. And do you have like the brown concrete floors too? Like it's just
a concrete floor, and all the cold comes up from it. I have a heater, but it's being distributed. It's not staying anywhere. The heat. You know what I mean?
A bad person. I'm literally barefoot right now, and I have air conditioning on. So,
well, yeah, you're in Cali, man. What's the temperature out there?
I think it's like. I always want the AC on, so I think it's probably. I mean, I don't know, but it feels like it's close to 80 here. I don't know if that. I might be out of my mind, but just for
Nick, you're killing me, Nick.
I know. Let me see. It's 75. So right here it is 75 backwards, but it's 75. So
I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I can bring up mine here. Let's see. I may be even, lying about the floor. Let's see. Oh shit. There we go. Can you say it?
Gee, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've grown up surfing. I might have mentioned before, but a couple of winters ago, we went in the water in the wintertime. Not one of my favorite activities, but there was some stuff to surf, and it was like 34 degrees in the water.
Yeah.
And that was one of my head hurt like never before. I've never had that in my entire life, but that was fun. So
yeah,
that's the cold that we get around here. Out of the water in the wintertime, it's basically like junior summer. You know, it was 80 degrees the other day. So it's like,
well, crazy. Have you ever lived somewhere where when the seasons change? You lucky bastard.
I know. I'm so lucky because my mom from Michigan, the McMullen family's from Michigan. You know, obviously there's some immigration that happened, you know, but settled in the Michigan area. And my mom moved out in the 80s, I think mid 80s or something like that, maybe early 80s, probably early 80s or late 70s. I don't know. I wasn't there. But no, she moved out and I'm here and I've lived here. I've been so lucky. And she moved out to Orange County, actually, from Michigan. And yeah, thanks to her, I haven't had to suffer the cold. But I will say this, traveling, I've done a lot of traveling and, you know, I've definitely spent some time in the cold. But the good news is I could always leave. So for that, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I've lived here. I lived on the East Coast my whole life.
Yeah.
And you know, I always tell people, I'm like, I just want to go somewhere where it's like, what that temperature on your phone right there, 75 degrees. That's like my dream temperature.
It's nice.
And now they're like, no, you're gonna miss the seasons. I'm like, I'm not gonna miss the fucking seasons.
That is one thing. I can see it. It gets a little weird around Christmas time when it feels like but the fall, I do like the fall. There's definitely a difference in like the lighting and stuff. I don't think it's as awful as some people think, but I guess if you're used to that, if you move and you're used to that drastic thing, that could be something. But I love California. I mean, I just woke up today and I was like, this is so nice. And just, you know, I think it's, you know, there's a lot of great places that people feel the exact same way, but you know, it's so nice to be able to be close to the water and then to be able to go to work and, you know, calm out here. I don't know. It's just nice. I'm just thankful to be alive, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. And don't get me wrong, the summers are nice here, you know, but it's short. It's like 3 months and that's it. It's what you get. And you know,
I was out there in the fall. It was really beautiful. I'd never been to the Hamptons before and I'm not fancy, but I was out there working on a record or whatever. And it was beautiful, man. It was one of the most lush places I've ever seen. Really, you know,
the Hamptons is beautiful.
Very nice. And then Long Island itself too is very nice. And I mean, what was it? Straight from the Path is from out there too. You ever heard of them?
Straight from the Path.
Yeah, they're sick. Straight from the Path. Very sick band. They're very cool.
I got to check that out.
They're angry as fuck. I love them. They're great. I don't know them personally. Would love to. Shout out. But yeah, they're from out there. But no, when I was there, I was like, this is actually like kind of cool. And I do like how it's outside of New York City. I don't particularly like New York City. No offense. I know
none taken.
Offensive shit ever. And like I say that sometimes. I'm careful what I say it around. But I'm just not that big of a fan. It's too much. It's just, I don't know. It's not my thing. But I think if I had to move to New York, I'd probably try to look at some place around out where you're at. It seems like kind of just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the city. I go, you know, I haven't been this past year, just because of everything that's going on. Yeah. But when we go and we go home. We stay, we go do what we have to do. If we're going to a show or whatever, and then we come home. I can't walk around. It's just too much.
How far are you out of the city?
I can drive there in like an hour and 15 minutes with no traffic. Yeah.
That's literally how far away it's about what, 60, probably not 60 miles, about 60 miles.
Yeah.
That's legitimately Riverside to LA, where I used to live when I was like an intern. I worked for 2 years for free. I used to drive 65 miles each way. So that's honestly, it was dumb. It was worth it, I guess.
Paid off.
I would do it, dude. I mean, damn, that sounds, if, you know, I love the West Coast. If I had to, I will consult you and we'll go house shopping.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And if you're ever out here, let me know, man. We can go grab a Topo Chico.
Yes, sir. I'll just refill. I was for a turnaround, like quick, like less than 24 hours or about 24 hours actually. With Golden last week, literally landed, spent the night, woke up, did the Hulu. There's like a Hulu show. He's doing like a live performance, and then went home. You know, so otherwise, if there was any more time, if I had a day off, I was going to be like, she thought about it. I was like, should I? So it's quarantine, anyways. You know.
Yeah.
So, But yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna say it again because I'm looking for a sponsor. You know, that's my next step here. That's my next like big thing I have to conquer. So
That's a good idea. I'm telling you, I'm a big fan. And like I said, you know, I just think the ritual too of having a drink I liked a lot because it's like something to do. It's like you make the drink, you know, so the ice, the drink, then the lemon juice. I'm telling you, man, give it a shot. It's really good.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna give it a shot, man. I gotta go get some more. We only bought one because we didn't know if we were gonna like it.
You don't know if it's an investment,
but I love it.
It's good. It's very carbonated. You know, it's
very.
Like if you've had Perrier before.
Yeah.
If you have that after this, not that it's not good or not as good, but if you have it, it tastes so. It's like underwhelming almost. It's like
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. This has got a lot of fizz.
I love it. I'm about it. I'm about it.
It's very good, man. Very good.
5 Hour Energy. If you talk to Topo Chico, have them call 5 Hour Energy and let them know that they need to get in touch with me.
Yeah.
That's a very important agenda I have to fill out this year. So funny. Post was like, do you want me to reach out to them for you? I was like, no, that's cool. It's all good. And I really regret saying, no, it's all good.
Oh man, if anyone can, you know.
I was like, damn, that was an opportunity. Oh well. You know.
Yeah. Oh man, this was great.
It was fun, man.
It was great catching up with you again.
I really appreciate everything you're doing. Thanks for having me on the show. First and foremost, you know, it's always nice to just sit down with nice, genuine people. You know, you're doing something that's, you know, I think really nice, and it's just nice to chat, you know, especially in times like this. You know, I had a conversation with a friend the other day. It's like, how often do we get to sit down and like really, you know, just shoot the breeze? You know what I mean? And it's nice. So I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, dude.
Well, no, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. And anytime, man. We'll do round 3, round 4, round 5. Just keep it going.
Hit me up next week. No, anytime you want. Always available to make time. It's always good. You know, maybe I'll try to get some more excitement going on in my life. I just realized, I'm like, man, I've just been head down. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? You don't realize how like focused you are. I'll try to go like on a trip or something, come back with some stories maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get a tan. I don't know.
That's the thing, man. You know, it's especially over this past year, it's nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing anything, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you, it is wild. But you know, I'm thankful to be here. Can't wait till next time. Always. And if there's anything I can do to help you too, let me know. I'm gonna share it and everything. And you know, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. And we'll talk soon, man. Let's keep drinking this Topo Chico here. And
hey, cheers. Cheers on that.
Cheers,
note.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hell fucking yeah.
Hell fucking yeah.
Yes, sir. Brad, man. And like I said, anytime, just hit me up, and congratulations on all the attention too you're getting. You know, just one of the most nice, down to earth dudes I know, and you know, just anything I can do, let me know.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you.
Party on, dude. I'll see you later.
All right, man. Later, Nick. Bye-bye.